Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone calling in. Thank you for joining today's live webinar. My name is Sylvain Talarico, and I am Global PT Tuning Director here at Husky, working for 25 years now in the packaging industry. I will be moderating today's session that we are co-hosting with fellow industry leader Competek, and it's titled, How Lightweighting Your Package Today Benefits Your Business for Tomorrow. The session will be delivered by my colleague from Husky, Fabrice Becker, and by Frank Simon from Competek. Fabrice holds the position of business manager, rigid packaging applications today at Husky. Having more than 20 years in the packaging industry, he has extensive experience speaking to today's topic. I would like also to introduce Frank Simon. Frank joined Competek last year in the position of area manager for Europe. He has diverse experience with more than 25 years spent in the packaging industry. So, before we begin, please note that we will have a question and answer session at the end of today's session. If you have any question, please type them in the Q&A box below. And with that, I'm happy to hand over the presentation to Fabrice and Frank. Fabrice, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Sylvain. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are. My name is Fabrice Becker. I'm business manager for rigid packaging application at Husky, and I have the pleasure to drive you through the Husky part of the presentation today. So the main topic of today is lightweighting initiatives to optimize and even boost your total cost of ownership right now with the current high price of PET resin. I will describe the main package optimization methods and the benefits it brings to your business today and tomorrow by reducing your production costs and increasing your profitability. The combination with tethered closure designs is also a key parameter considered in this webinar. So let's start with the basics of why you should lightweight, because lightweighting can bring many benefits to your business, such as reaching sustainability goals, reducing the amount of plastic in each SKUs you produce is great for the environment and for meeting the demand of eco-conscious consumers. Lightweighting also goes hand in hand with recycled PET adoption by absorbing the additional resin cost, providing more sustainable packaging and enabling the circular economy and reducing the amount of CO2 footprint. Another benefit is reducing part cost. By reducing the amount of resin required for each part you produce, you lower your overall material and production costs. You create a long-term positive impact on your profitability. It also helps you to differentiate yourself in the market. Lightweighting gives you the rare opportunity to rethink and redesign how you package your products and to strategically create packaging that meets eco-conscious consumers' requirements to enhance consumer experience and then differentiate you from your competitors, especially with the new tethered closure solution that can fit onto new lightweighted standardized neck finishes. Finally, it makes you ready for the future. Governments and regulatory bodies all over the world are mandating legislation around the use of single-use plastics. While lightweight beverage package is not currently mandatory in most jurisdictions, regulatory trends indicate that this could become a reality in the coming years. If tighter regulations come into effect in the markets that you serve, developing and implementing a lightweight strategy today will save your business with considerable disruption time, brand image damage, and cost in the future. Lightweighting is one of the best ways to significantly reduce production cost, total cost of ownership. For most beverage packaging operations, resin typically accounts for about 80 to 90% of the overall cost. With the current price level of virgin PET resin, it's in fact even closer to 90%. In our following business cases, we do consider an average current price for PET resin of 2,000 euro per metric ton, taking into account the use of 50% recycled PET resin. Right now in Europe, PET resin price is around 1,800 euro per ton for virgin and 2,200 euro for recycled PET. So clearly, reducing your resin usage can result in considerable cost savings for your operation. In this graph, we do not yet include sustainability legislation costs linked to material usage and waste consumption tax regulations, and also CO2 footprint and energy consumption tax. Lightweighting initiatives is really a key solution to meet these legislation targets in the future, and therefore avoid some trouble in the future. Lightweighting initiative is a proven viable way to lower production costs and reduce resin usage, as said many times. But it should not be performed in a too aggressive way that can impact negatively package functionality, package performance, and consumer experience. Indeed, it has to be performed in a right weight initiative with full package development and optimization studies in order not to go beyond the limits. When considering how to lightweight your package, it's important to take a balanced approach. That means lightweighting to achieve the lightest packaging possible while maintaining bottle performance, package integrity, product shelf life, and freshness. That's why when you are assessing how to lightweight your packaging, it's important to work with a provider with experience and expertise in successfully helping create package that balance the key 4 points: sustainability, cost savings, performance, and consumer experience. With the significant increase of PET resin price since February this year, in fact, it doubled, we face a global worldwide interest and real momentum in lightweighting initiatives. At DreamTech 2022, most of our customers' meetings are already mainly booked and focused on lightweighting initiatives. On the map, you can see that we have already, around the world this year, many installed lightweighting projects in red and many current active projects in yellow. Every type of customers find their key interest in these lightweighting initiatives. Brand owners' benefits are direct with resin savings, sustainability goals, and brand image differentiation, as we discussed before. As far as converters' benefits are concerned, staying more competitive and enabling their brand owners to meet their objectives are the main targets. In addition to this main reason of high PET resin cost, there are also few reasons why lightweighting is in such high demand right now and also possible. Injection and blowing technologies and approaches are always evolving, making it possible to achieve greater and greater savings, while maintaining requirements for line efficiency, package performance, and consumer are respected. The other key reason is the continuing growth of e-commerce triggered by COVID crisis and the concern of high oil price. In fact, the shipment costs do increase day by day to a level that lightweighted goods are mandatory to keep a very good total cost of ownership and a good CO2 footprint reduction. Before we get into a real lightweight case study, let me provide you a quick overview of the main 4 lightweighting methods that we undertake in a package optimization study. Each one of these 4 methods focused on a different area of the PET package. We will go in the next slides in deeper details for each of them. So method one, area one, is switching to a lightweight version of your existing neck finish. Method two is switching to a new dispensing system, which means a combination of a new lightweight neck and a new closure design. Method three is redesigning and optimizing the preformed body, length over thickness, to save material and optimize preform to bottle material distribution. Method four is redesigning the preform base to use less resin and optimize the bottle-based material distribution. Of course, these four methods can be implemented individually or in combination to even achieve a better saving, a greater saving. The first method consists of lightweighting an existing neck finish, keeping your current closure on the package. If you are using a standard neck finish, as it is the case here with a PCO 1881, you can save on resin by converting to a newest lightweighted version of it. In this case, the basic design remains the same. Only small modifications help to reduce the amount of resin, as shown in red. So in this case, the weight saving can go up to 0.62 grams by keeping the same neck finish. The second approach includes a complete new dispensing system. This approach delivers greater resin savings than the first approach, focusing exclusively on the PET preformed thread finish. In this case, a new closure design is taken into account. For example, a complete conversion from a PCO 1881 to a new 2622 CSD GME 3040 neck finish, which is with its closure, in fact, can bring a weight saving of around 1.7 grams of resin, both PET and HDPE. You all know that this conversion right now is quite popular, and we see really a high momentum going to that direction. This second method could even incorporate future further benefits by improving the consumer experience or proofing your package design for the future. In fact, as you see in front of you, you can add to this neck finish conversion a new dispensing system with a tethered closure design. It will help you to differentiate and satisfy some eco-conscious consumers without impacting pouring or drinking on-the-go experience. With upcoming sustainability legislations, as it is already the case in European legislation, you are truly getting a winning solution. The third method is accomplished by redesigning the preformed body in regards to preform to bottle material distribution. It can be completed with thinner walls and other design changes to the body itself that you can see on the picture. Top left picture shows parting line position, where recent tooling developments are now allowing a greater flexibility. Injection locking and cooling design improvements helps to get this flexibility. Bottom left picture represents stretch ratios. Bottle to preform optimization is easier to implement nowadays with all the latest improvements made on the blowing process windows by the main blowing manufacturers. Top right picture shows under support ledge thickness and design linked to the improvement of injection capabilities. Bottom right picture shows preformed body wall thickness and length over thickness ratio. All this freedom of design and possibilities have been enabled by the improvement made on our injection machine capabilities. We see that through the evolution of the technology, the equipment has a tremendous role in the lightweighting potential of an application, whether it is injection or blowing. We at Husky are working closely with major blowing equipment manufacturers and blowing experts such as Competek. And we can offer you bottle-to-preform design optimization services to better achieve these lightweighting goals. Last but not least, the fourth method is obtained by redesigning the spherical base of the preform to use less resin and optimize the bottle base material distribution. You can see the very thin base design of the bottle. For example, Husky offers some eco-based preform designs that can reduce resin usage in the bottle base by up to 2.5% weight savings on the total weight of the package. Same or better bottle performances thanks to the right base weight. Now, let us review a real case study that we performed on a customer package. Bottle size is 500 ml, a CSD premium application with a PCO 1881 neck finish, a 21-gram preform weight. This 21-gram CSD premium application is quite known and as a benchmark on the market worldwide. The conversion to a new 2622 CSD GME 3040 neck finish allows us to save immediately 1.28 gram of PET on the preform without compromising the bottle performance. In the second step, we did optimize the transition below support ledge by 0.5 gram. We succeeded in getting that result by implementing latest injection locking and cooling features, using latest injection improved capabilities, and using latest blowing improved capabilities that Frank will explain in the second part of the presentation. As I said, this transition optimization step could help us to bring another 0.5 gram weight saving, and here again, without compromising the bottle performance. In a third step, we did combine improved injection capabilities in regards to length over thickness ratio with blowing improved capabilities in regard to preform to bottle material distribution. In this material distribution analysis, we work closely with a blowing partner well installed at these customer plants, and we could lightweight the already optimized body part of the preform by an additional 0.3 gram. In a fourth step, an eco-based preform design instead of standard spherical base design could reduce resin use in the base by another 0.15 gram. Overall, that package optimization brought the part weight down by more than 2.2 gram. This was a very comprehensive approach supported by an extensive pilot validation phase, and results were very positive. The question you need to ask yourself, if not yet done, is what does it take me to do the same, or at least partially benefit from one of these options? Finally, as a fifth step, we did consider a closure weight savings from 2.25 gram, a standard PCO 1881 closure, to a 1.85 gram tethered closure, 2622 CSD neck finishes. Sorry, I was in the wrong slide. So, excuse me, I have a trouble. Okay, so finally, this brought us an additional weight saving of 0.4 gram, 2.6 gram overall, which represents more than 10% weight savings out of the initial package weight. Let us have a look at a business case where you would like to change your dispensing system, means preform neck finish and closure. In this case, we present the potential savings when our customer wants to convert from a PCO 1881 to a GME 3040 with 50% recycled PET. We can do also the same business case with 25%, as everybody knows that the target in European legislation in 2025 is the use of 25% recycled PET. Even if major brands now, they prefer to show 100% recycled PET to boost their brand image on the market. With high resin price, the economics of lightweighting makes a compelling business case, especially in the short term. Let's look at the final results. As you can see from the numbers, this is really a great business case. So as I said before, we considered a 2,000 euro resin price with 50% recycled PET inside. With 1.68 gram weight savings, we do achieve a very strong sustainability purpose with more than 5,000 tons of CO2 footprint reduction, and a great return on investment of 4 million within a year, 4 million of euros, which is the same as dollar now. In addition, to get a quick, great TCO and to reach sustainability goals with high CO2 footprint reduction in a short term, it helps to absorb also the use of recycled PET resin cost and absorb the investment cost needed to switch to a tethered closure solutions. So you win on all the parameters. If you are considering lightweighting your package, now is the perfect time to start developing your tethered closure strategy. Lightweighting and tethered closure go hand in hand. Both initiatives are great for achieving your sustainability target, future-proofing your business by getting a head start on the forthcoming legislation, and limiting disruption to your operation by executing two strategies at the same time. It also demonstrates your company's innovative and forward-thinking approach to packaging and helps to differentiate your products against your competition. The single-use plastics in Europe deadlines are getting closer and closer. It considers a wide range of single-use plastic items, as shown, and many of them are already effective right now. Everything from the phasing out of plastic cutlery or on straws to the increased usage of recycled content in plastic containers. The key point here is that by July 2024, all single-use plastic beverage containers that have volume less than 3 liters require the closure to remain affixed to the bottle. We expect more and more similar legislation to pass in other geographies. It is already the case with US plastic packs, that is very active. There is also UK plastic packs and the state of South Australia and other countries that have already started, to write on paper this kind of comprehensive legislation. Even if it's not yet active now, it will be in the future at one point. So tethering is an opportunity to promote sustainability message, to differentiate your product on the store shelf, and promote a brand storytelling. This is a positive message that helps you to remain top of mind in the eco-conscious consumers, in which the new generation takes a big part. To implement a successful lightweighting package development project, it is important to work with experienced partners like Husky in injection technology and Competek in blowing technology and engineering, and also packaging line conversions, as you are going to see later. If you choose to work with Husky, let's look at how you will benefit from our years of packaging development and design expertise. As our customers' business and production goals evolve with the fluctuating economy, climate, and changing consumer preferences as well, Husky is here to work with them every step of the way. Our global infrastructure, application know-how, molding knowledge, and design expertise supports customers from part concept to completion. Whether they are looking to tailor-made packages to specific consumer or local needs, align bottle properties with the resin savings, or even prototype and test parts to maximize performance. We work with customers and blowing partners like Competek to optimize the complete package, included preform, bottle, and closure. To enable higher performance level, lightweight, and reduced part cost. And of course, this is achieved through lightweighting approach with lightweighted thread finishes and tethered closure solution that reduce part cost and resin use without sacrificing the package performance. This is also achieved through the services provided by our package development center, where we can quickly validate new package concepts with rapid turnaround of preform and closure samples and trial components. Finally, it will be achieved through a diverse dispensing system portfolio, a portfolio of proven standard and customized neck finish and closure designs for a variety of applications. I have finished the first part of the presentation, and I let Frank Simon to carry on the second part, more focused on package optimization in regard to package development, engineering, and blowing capabilities. So Frank, stage is yours.
Thank you, Fabrice. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. So again, my name is Frank Simon. I am the area manager for Competek, in charge of Europe. And I will introduce you to a journey with Competek for lightweighting PET bottles in order to support you for your future business and keeping or even better, increasing your profitability. Packaging industry is changing faster than a few years ago, especially in Europe. The main reasons are well known. I would say it's mainly due to the situation with the COVID, and the war in Ukraine, which leads to increase raw material and energy costs. Also change some behaviors and the single-use plastic regulation, which drive the market as you know. The next directives are for tomorrow in 2024. Sustainability is a trend today, but lightweight a must-have. As described by Fabrice before, of course, lightweighting is a great way to achieve your sustainability goals and make your business future ready. But lightweighting is above all, also for being the best way to significantly reduce production costs on a huge opportunity to rethink and redesign your package. As shown here in this slide, PET regulation leads to increased PET production costs and then impact profitability between 1 and 2.5 million euros per year. That's why lightweighting is key today for saving your business tomorrow. According to your needs, specification, marketing position of your products, we could consider that all packages could be lightweighted, but only by using the best practices. The most important is to have at the end the right way. Indeed, the main constraints we have to deal with for a lightweighting project are usually difficulties to open the bottle when you use a smaller closure, over squeeze, because potentially we decrease the side on the grip resistance. Bottles can be damaged during palletization and transportation. Then at the end, as a result of
Frank,
yes,
this is Sylvain. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm getting some attendees asking you to get closer to your mic.
Sorry.
Thank you, Frank.
Is it better here? Let me know.
Yes, it sounds
Okay.
a bit better. Thank you, Frank.
Or I will try to speak louder. Okay. Okay. Then at the end, as I said, as a result of all of these, we get a bad consumer experience. Our objective is always keeping into consideration the respect of the brand image and the best consumer experience. We at Competek are able to ensure it thanks to our packaging know-how, development tools, and also especially because we never forget to consider the industrial means of our customers. No way to develop something impossible to implement on the existing production lines. Since 30 years now, the Competek's approach is to make a mapping of all the parts involved in the project. Of course, we pay attention to the bottle design, preform in production, but as I said, we have a big focus on all the equipment in this production line, such as the blower, of course, the feeder, the capping technology used on this line, the conveying configuration, according if we use a hair conveyor or if we are in a combi layout, etc. And we have also a focus on the logistic condition, such as the palletization and the transportation due to sometimes local constraints. The blow molder is key because we have to check if the blowing process window, according to the existing production speed, will allow us to achieve the lightweighting target. Based on our experience with all blow molder brands and through our project done for conversion line conversion projects, we can define in advance and anticipate if the line will be able to handle the modification needed for lightweighting. When we are at the blowing test phase, we always take into consideration the existing blowing process window we could find on the existing customer line in order to make sure that the results will be repeatable in production. Once we can confirm the feasibility, we launch the lightweighting project through different methods, as already explained by Fabrice before. So as a reminder, the first one, neck enclosure, as already shared again, according to possibilities of our customer in terms of closure and preform availability on this market. No way to propose a preform which is not available locally for our customer. Preform and bottle optimization, of course, or a total redesign of the body of the bottle when it's possible as a second method. Or the third one, thanks to the optimization of the base only. So now we can jump into the Competek added value. Let's start with the base design, which is the easiest to implement because it is a smaller investment. There is no real changes on the line, and we can keep the existing balls cavities. Our base design, called Starlight, it's a family, can sustain all current known specification for steel and CSD products and keep an attractive design like the standard one you can find on the market. According to bottle format, we can save between 1 or 2 grams only by changing the base design of the bottles, which are less weight consuming, of course, without compromising bottle performances results. Now, let's talk about the supervent. So what is the supervent? Supervent is a low pressure blowing technology. Competek has developed the supervent base and the full supervent technologies in order to obtain significant pressure reductions and then energy savings with an optimized venting system between the bottle and the mold cavity. These technologies also provide the opportunity to reduce the weight of the bottle thanks to the faster air exhaust. The application of PET on the mold is more precise for bottle resistance improvements thanks to a better shaping of the structure of the bottle, especially when using our PET. Energy savings are also a way to absorb our PET cost. As you can see here, we can reach up to -35% for a single serve format, 4.5 liter, for instance, and up to -20% for a 1.5 liter format. Supervent can be provided only for the base or for full mold. So when I mean a full mold, I mean the mold, the cavity, the body, and the base, according, of course, to the bottle design when it's possible. As a reminder, Supervent allows us to keep 100% of the existing bottle design. So it's not mandatory to change the bottle design for having this kind of technology on your machine, I would say. Here, you can see some real cases achieved on different blow molder brands according to the products. As you can see, we can reach a blowing pressure reduction around 10 bar. But the most impressive case here in this slide is the one you have for the 500 ml juice. In that case, it was also a switch from virgin PET to our PET with a Starlight base shared before. What is the Competek flow to lightweight an existing bottle already in production? As described in the previous slide, once we have done the existing customer constraints analysis, thanks to our capabilities in bottle design, preform design, thanks to the FEA tool, finite element analysis, and different equipment we can use to follow injection and blowing trial, we can launch a complete production lightweighting program. This slide shows you a quick example of all solutions we can apply to lightweight an existing bottle. For instance, starting from a 13-gram bottle weight, here on the left side, using a 30-25 neck finish. Thanks to the FEA, we can benchmark the modification impact done on the body structure plus the new Starlight base design. According also to preform optimization, as you can see here on the middle, but on the right side, on the preform thickness, plus the Husky Eco base for lightweighting the base also, we could reach 6.6 grams with a 25-22 neck finish and adding nitrogen, as you can see here on the right side. Here we are talking about extreme lightweighting. So of course, it's only a quick overview of what is possible to do from a 13 gram to a 6.6 gram. For DreamTech, we will display several case studies of lightweighting with 50% of our PET. Considering average bottle weights available on the market, according to several formats with standard neck finishes and closures. The first bottle is a 1.5 sparkling water. Considering as a starting point a preform weight at 28.7 grams, we will show it at 23 grams thanks to several modifications done on the neck finish from an 1881 to a GME 3037, which is the tethered cap solution. Modification done also on the body with the Supervent, and done on the base with a CSD Starlight base. In the meantime, we reach minus 19% of energy savings. We have done the same study, but for same format, 1.5 liter, but for still water. In this case, we have considered an average weight of 23.2 grams with the same neck, 1881 than the previous example. And we move also to the GME 3037. We use also Supervent for the mold and the Starlight base design for steel product in order to reach 19 grams. Of course, with minus 20% in terms of energy consumption reduction, thanks to Supervent. The last example, again, we will show this, we display these examples to DreamTech. We did same exercise with a smaller capacity, 500 ml, considering as a starting point a 25 neck finish, we move to a GME 3039, which is the new 25-22 neck finish, tethered cap version from Husky, in order to reach 7.3 grams. In the meantime, we also reduce the brewing pressure by 24%, thanks to Supervent mold technology. All these case studies and projects for our customers are managed in our facilities in Italy and in France. This is where our base are packaging project managers, bottle designers who use the FEA, the blow molders. We have several blow molders for triol, and one injection Husky machine for all the trials we follow. Our lab, which support all projects for bottle validation within specification, is certified by the most known brands, even for RPET tests, of course. As you can read here, almost all validation tests are available in our lab, from standard and basic controls like dimensions, section weight, of course, top load and side load for steel products. For carbonation test, we can also handle size cracking, creeping, burst, and so on, up to the most complex validation tests like shelf life, preform IV, and so on. As you understood, Competek is not only a partner or a supplier for packaging development solutions or molds deliveries, but we can also handle the full project, including the line conversion for a new neck finish on the production line for almost all equipment and all brands available on the market. When I mean all brands, I mean European manufacturers. We can supply neck and format parts, all equipment from blow molder, of course, up to palletizer according to the project needs. As a summary, Competek is a perfect partner because we can handle the projects according to the method, which will be the most suitable for the customers, so according to his needs, but also according to his market and local constraints. So now this presentation is done. We hope that this webinar helps you for your future lightweighting initiative, because we can already see that for some brands, it is already in progress and it has been identified as their first priority. We invite you at Competek by booking your slot if you want, and we would like to thank you for your attendance. Now we will be able to jump to the question.
Thank you, Fabrice and Franck, for this comprehensive and very interesting presentation. So as Franck mentioned, you want to know more. So we are just waiting for you at DreamTech next week, as we also like to connect with you at the show to continue this interesting conversation. So Husky will be located in Hall C4, booth 425, when Competek will be in Hall A6, booth 340. Now let's begin the Q&A portion of our session. As a reminder, if not yet done, please feel to enter your question in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. And I see already many questions coming in. So let me start with the first question. And I guess that question goes to you, Franck, to Competek.
Okay.
Franck, the question is, how does Competek deal with a line conversion project on any kind of filling line? Can you answer that one, please?
Yeah, so, okay, thank you. It's a very good question. There are two different approaches for this kind of project. The first one is if we already know all the machines configuration installed in the customer line selected for this project, then we can build the appropriate offer according to project needs and especially according to specification. Of course, in any case, before launching, I mean, of course, but sometimes not so clear, I would say. But in any case, before launching project parts, we organize an audit to confirm engineering study. The second option is if we don't know one or several machines in the line, then we organize a pre-audit on site in order to check, first of all, the machine documentation. We make some parts measurements for reverse engineering and other technical validation. A second audit is organized for engineering validation before the project kickoff. So I hope it's clear enough.
Sure. So actually, Frank, still on the line conversion project management, there's a question about how do you guys keep the same line efficiency?
Yes, this is a key question. Usually, of course, we have to deal with. Yes, of course, we keep the same line efficiency. So how it works before the final installation, as I explained, so during the audit, we check with our customer the existing line efficiency. We do production analysis with the customer when needed and so on. And we commit on same line efficiency as a minima after the conversion.
Good. To complete on this line conversion, Frank, still in the same topic, how do you align this element with fast to market? So the question is on speed to market.
How far? So can you repeat the question?
How do you ensure that your line conversion get the market lead time? You know, we getting more and more pushed by customer. The market is demanding very aggressive lead time. How does Competek manage that?
Of course, we have secure everything, or the supply chain with our suppliers, internal suppliers. The main with this kind of project, the main difficulty is not when we have to launch the parts manufacturing, but the development we have to do before. When I mean the development we have to do before, I usually talk about bottle development. So if we, this kind of project, when we have to switch from an existing neck to a smaller neck finish, it's quite easy to handle. So usually the test before, it's quite easy to organize. When we talk about also lightweighting, as explained during this webinar on the body, we change the base, we have to also to redesign the bottle, we have to deal with marketing also as a previous step. And this is where we can lose times usually. So
sure.
On the production side, when we have to, again, to manufacture the parts, is not a big deal because we do that since many years. But the previous step is more bottle validation. We have to deal with marketing. We have to deal with some consumer tests sometimes. So it's very difficult to plan something very tight, I would say. So it's really important to anticipate before the line conversion time frame.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you. Frank, we're getting a lot of interest and a lot of questions around your supervan technology. So let me maybe try to summarize this question. And the question would be how that technology work for, you know, any kind of bottle shape based design, bottle based design?
Yeah, unfortunately, this technology helps to better shape the ribs of the bottle, complex engraving, and globally all kind of structure you have on the bottle design, which usually need a higher blowing pressure. So, for instance, to be clear, for a straight wall bottle design with no structure on it, there is no added value. Same thing for the base design. For instance, if you imagine a beer shape, I would say, there is no real added value to use superbend technology.
Very good. Thank you, Frank. Thank you for this clear answer.
After, our objective is to bring all the solution to the customer to achieve the expected lightweighting or energy consumption reduction.
Good. We're getting also today a lot of questions around lightweighting initiatives and rPET, recycled PET usage. So maybe let me summarize that question for you, Fabrice, please. How does recycled PET impact package performance together with these lightweighting initiatives you presented us today?
Yes, that's a very good question, because that's the most relevant question, in fact. Yes,
indeed, indeed, Fabrice.
So in fact, it's already 4 or 5 years that Husky is quite involved in all these recycled PET projects, because it started 5 years ago with different kind of resin qualities. So in pellets or in flakes. That's why we have built up, I would say right now, a very extensive experience and expertise in handling and controlling narrow injection process windows with this recycled PET. Of course, with some key adaptation parts or kits, I would say, on our machine, like bigger resin dryer, hot runner optimization, specific injection screws as well, and tailor-made process settings with a lower melt temperature and a lower residence time, not to burn the recycled PET. And of course, we have an option that is very important, is the mold self-cleaning. That is very important to ease the cleaning with this recycled PET that generate a little bit more dirt than virgin PET. So I would say 4 years ago, it was really a big change, because 5 years ago, everybody started with a flat application, flat water for sensitive product, but all flat. And then 4 years ago, it's Coca-Cola Amatil, which is a great customer. We started this with the CSD application, because it's more demanding. The bottle performance is not the same, especially when we are talking about, a bottle burst test or elevated cycle test. So, and at that time, at the K Show 2019, Coca-Cola Amatil and Husky, we showed the full portfolio of the product portfolio of Coca Amatil at K Show. And that was a really very important point, because then it was easier for everybody to move to this CSD application with the know-how that we will build up with Coca-Cola Amatil. And now, for sure, what is important is all these color change and so on. There are many examples on the market. The one that I love very much is in Japan, because the recycled PET quality is so perfect that you don't see the difference with the virgin PET. For sure, it's not the same everywhere, because the sorting line, the recycling, sorting and so on, and even the consumer mindset with recycling to put that in the right bags and so on is very important. For sure, Japanese mindset is well educated, so they do that very well. But I would say, yes, step by step, it's a nice journey to go in that direction. And I think maybe Frank can say something about the OEM, because what we did on the injection side was done also on the blowing side with the process window. And I'm sure, Frank, you know a lot more than me about the blowing recycled PET issues.
Yeah. I will not talk about the stability of the RPET quality, which is another topic, and this can be really managed by the blow molder only. It's a global topic with RPET. But in general, yes. Today we know that all the OEM they didn't really anticipate, because they didn't really know the impact of the RPET regarding the bottle performances on the blowing process window. They mainly anticipate this the improvement of their blower, especially for lightweighting topic. Okay, and then if we consider that blowing an extreme lightweight bottle is very complex and needs more accuracy in the oven and so on, so then we can consider that the last blow molder generation, of course, are more suitable for RPET. So the main difficulties we have to face with RPET is to stretch the amorphous material than with virgin PET. When I mean some areas, I mean the area below the support ledge and around the base push-up, so around the injection point of the preform. This can lead sometimes to bad results for CSD product during the filling time, what we used to call a burst issue, and also after bottle creeping, so the remaining base gap after carbonation, or even worse now sometimes a base rollout. That's why production with RPET is not really recommended on very old blowing platform, where the process window is already tight with virgin PET, due to, like as I said, usually due to a bad oven efficiency, or not a bad, but sometimes at least a not optimized base cooling compared again with the last blow molder generation. Mechanical bottle performances are also decreased, as we already explained with our PET. And we know, as we shared during this webinar, that Superman technology in the mold can compensate this reduction in performance, especially for the top load, by shaping the structure of the bottle in a better way. Again, this works for bottle design with rigid or mechanical structure.
Thank you, Frank. We're running short on time, but maybe let's allow a very last question, because I saw a lot of questions still around this downtime. I guess we created a lot of questions around, you know, what downtime really is expected to make this neck conversion change. Maybe Fabrice, if you want. Start very quickly, please.
Yes, very quickly. That's a very good question that is linked
to Frank afterwards.
That's a very good question that is linked also to what Frank said before with the project management time, in fact, because
exactly
the downtime, yes, is important, because normally, you know, it's done during the maintenance time at a customer plant. Normally, it's at the beginning of the year. It takes 2 or 3 weeks. And then during this maintenance time, we make all these installation for the injection, but especially for the packaging lines with the personalization parts. So this is important to know that it's the beginning of the year, so it's better to talk about this project right now, because normally, as Frank said, normally we need 6 months for the full project management to make the drawing of the preform, the closure, the bottle, but also to design and manufacture the specific parts, the injection cold half or the personalization parts of the line, then the shipment and so on. So it's a full project management time, which takes normally 4 to 6 months with marketing inside as well, because as Frank said, you need to make sometimes a consumer test on the market. So the downtime by itself at Husky, you know, we can do that even in 2 days because we have an express program, conversion program for our PT tooling. And in fact, we can do that even in a shift. So the real problem is not the downtime, it's more the full packaging, project management time. Maybe Frank, you can add also something about, normally you need more days now on site for the personalization.
No, but globally speaking, I'm fully agree with you. On the Competek side, we consider, for instance, I will give you some quick numbers, but for a 20 cavities line, so blower, filler, and capper, we can consider different steps in the global lead time. So the first one is the audit. As I explained, we used to do an audit. We need between 4 to 5 days on site for this audit before launching the parts in manufacturing. After we had a lead time of around 3 months for the manufacturing, an additional week for the shipment, a week for the installation, and a week for production assistance. So according to the number of formats you have to deal with on the line, but the total lead time from the purchase order. So I don't consider the bottle development, I mean, with the marketing, all the marketing aspects. And so between the purchase order and the production startup, we can consider 16 weeks. So I said by Fabrice, all technical drawing, blowing test validation, marketing, consumer test, and so on, of course, need to be organized before launching the parts.
Right. We're really running out of time now. We still have many questions not being answered. We'll come back to you individually and ensure that you're getting your answer. For now, I really would like to thank everyone for attending today's session. And thank, of course, Fabrice and Frank for their very interesting insight on this very important topic. I'm sure we'll continue a lot of this discussion in the next coming days. So if you would like to reach us out, please visit the link provided or contact your account manager. Again, if you're attending DreamTech next week, we also would like to connect with you at the show to continue this conversation. This concludes today's session. Thank you, everyone, and wish you a very nice day. Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.